Chupacasa, the life-sucking home renovation, part 44. It's time to finally cover this dirt patch that is our septic tank so it doesn't become just a muddy mess all the time. We decided to build a little mini deck over it so we can lift it up if we need to, but it is otherwise hidden. The frame is built out of pressure-treated 2x6s and the top is just regular 2x6s. We had to measure and then chop everything down to size. Thankfully, most of them was just chopping right down the middle, aside from the outside frame where we took two of our old boards that we've already had laying around and we had to cut off some of the bad pieces. I did tell Paul going into this was going to be an easy, quick job with no digging, and I lied. The dirt around the edge of the hole had kind of slid in and we needed it to be flat and even, and we needed to dig in the four corners so we could put bricks down. The bricks are there for the frame to rest on so that hopefully it doesn't get glued down into the mud and it's easier to lift up when we do need to access the tank. And somehow our entire front yard seems to be built on top of a massive red ant colony because every time we dig, I encounter one and they were biting me throughout this whole project. But anyway, the digging was done and we started laying out all the planks. I had to make sure I put the prettiest and nicest side up. And then of course there was like an inch left, so we spaced them all out a teeny tiny bit. And then we screwed in the edges and the middle first, and then went back and did all the rest. We did drill pilot holes first to make sure we didn't crack any of the boards. And this part of the job went very smoothly until my phone died right towards the end. There was also a little gap between the deck and the side, so Paul built a little step to bridge the gap, and I sanded everything down. Had to make sure the kids aren't getting splinters when they're playing on this constantly. Started out with a 60 grit and then ended with 120 grit sandpaper. Now, Paul and I were really liking the look of this deck, but for some reason the boys really loved this, and they kept thanking us for their new deck. So of course we told them it was all for them. Just look how happy they are. Anyway, this is it pretty much done, aside from needing stain and sealant, which I did the next day. I really wanted to go with a natural stain because I liked the color of the natural wood, but all the clear sealant coats had a shorter lifespan, so I went with the lightest color they had in the store. This is a little orangier than I was hoping, but I did not want to go darker, and I think it still looks nice. This one has a 6-year duration, and it adds sun and water protection. I did tell the boys they need to stay off this for a whole day while it dries and cures. Right as I'm finishing, Ryan does this. Fucking kids, man. So I rolled on a real quick second coat just to touch everything up, and then the project is complete.